Ethan woke up on a Thursday morning and discovered that his wife no longer existed. At least, that's what the world seemed to believe. The day began normally. Sunlight spilled through the curtains. Coffee brewed in the kitchen. Emma stood at the sink humming softly while preparing breakfast. She smiled when she saw him. Morning. Morning. Nothing unusual. Nothing strange. Nothing that suggested his entire reality was about to collapse. At 9:17 a.m., Ethan received a phone call from his mother. During the conversation, she casually asked a question. "How have you been since the divorce?" Ethan laughed. "What divorce?" A pause. "The divorce from Emma." His smile disappeared. "What are you talking about?" Another pause. Longer this time. "Ethan. You never married anyone named Emma." His stomach tightened. "What? Are you feeling okay?" He ended the call immediately. Then stared at Emma. She was sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone. Very real. Very present. "Emma." She looked up. "What?" "My mom says you don't exist." Emma laughed. "That's a weird thing to hear before lunch." Ethan forced a smile. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. That afternoon he called his best friend Daniel. "Quick question." "Sure. You remember Emma, right?" Silence. "Who?" Ethan froze. "My wife." "You don't have a wife." His heart began pounding. "Stop joking." "I'm not joking." "Daniel." "Ethan, you've been single for years." The call ended. Ethan stared at the phone. Then at Emma. Then back at the phone. A cold fear spread through his chest. By evening he had called 12 people. Friends. Family. Coworkers. Every answer was identical. Nobody remembered Emma. Nobody had ever met Emma. Nobody believed she existed. But she was standing right there. Cooking dinner. Talking to him. Laughing at his increasingly panicked behavior. "Maybe everyone is playing a prank," she suggested. But neither of them believed that. The next morning things became worse. Much worse. Their wedding photos were gone. Every single one. The albums remained. The photographs didn't. Blank pages. Empty spaces. Like she had been erased from history. Ethan searched through cloud storage. Old phones. External hard drives. Nothing. Not one picture. Not one video. Not one message. It was as if 10 years of marriage had vanished overnight. That night Emma cried for the first time. What if they're right? Ethan grabbed her hands. No. What if something happened? No. What if I'm disappearing? He couldn't answer. Because deep inside, he was beginning to wonder the same thing. 3 days later, Emma lost her job. Not because she was fired. Because the company had no record of ever hiring her. Payroll records were gone. Employee files were gone. Security badges were gone. Every trace of her existence had disappeared. One by one. Piece by piece. Like reality itself was deleting her. The next week became a nightmare. Emma's driver's license stopped working. Her bank account vanished. Her medical records disappeared. Then something even more terrifying happened. People stopped seeing her. Not everyone. Not at first. A waiter ignored her completely. A cashier looked straight through her. A stranger walked directly into her shoulder and never apologized. Because he never realized she was there. Emma began breaking down. What's happening to me? Ethan didn't know. But he refused to abandon her. No matter what reality claimed. No matter what anyone said. She was real. He knew she was real. Then he found the journal. Hidden inside a box in the attic. An old notebook written entirely in his own handwriting. The first page contained a date. 5 years in the future. Impossible. Ethan turned the page. And felt his blood turn cold. The journal described everything happening right now. Every detail. Every disappearance. Every erased memory. Every forgotten photograph. His hands trembled as he continued reading. Until he reached a single sentence. Emma was never my wife. The notebook fell from his hands. No. His voice cracked. No. He picked it up again. Desperately. Furiously. The next pages revealed a truth more horrifying than anything he had imagined. 5 years earlier, Ethan had been involved in a car accident. A devastating crash. Emma had died instantly. He survived. Barely. The trauma shattered him. Destroyed him. And according to the journal, his mind had done something extraordinary. Something terrifying. It refused to let her go. Over time, his grief created something. A perfect version of Emma. A living memory. A person only he could see. Only he could hear. The journal explained everything. Everyone else had forgotten her because they were remembering reality correctly. He was the one remembering incorrectly. The world wasn't erasing Emma. His mind was. Slowly. Painfully. Because deep down, it knew the truth. Ethan sat frozen. The notebook shaking in his hands. No. Behind him came Emma's voice. Soft. Broken. You found it. Ethan turned. She was standing in the doorway. Tears in her eyes. For the first time, she looked afraid. Not of disappearing. Of being understood. You knew? Emma nodded slowly. I think part of me always knew. No. His voice cracked again. No, you're real. Emma smiled sadly. I was. Silence filled the room. The kind of silence that hurts. Ethan couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. Couldn't accept what stood before him. You can't leave. Emma walked closer. I already did. Please. His eyes filled with tears. Please don't go. Emma reached out and touched his face. Her hand felt warm. Real. Beautifully real. Ethan. His entire body trembled. You survived. She smiled through tears. But you never came back. The words shattered him. Years of grief. Years of denial. Years of loneliness. All crashing down at once. Emma looked at him one last time. I loved you. Ethan closed his eyes. When he opened them again, the room was empty. No footsteps. No goodbye. No miracle. Just silence. Months later, Ethan visited her grave for the first time. Not because he had forgotten her. Because he finally remembered her correctly. He sat beside the stone until sunset. Smiling through tears. And for the first time in years, he felt peace. Because he finally understood something important. Moving on doesn't mean forgetting someone. It means carrying their memory without letting it carry you. And sometimes the hardest goodbye is the one you've already said 1,000 times inside your heart. Yet still need to say one last time.